for the match. All right, well, pretty casual, I'm going to be honest.
They seem very relaxed.
I mean, they should be, right?
Yes.
They did what they needed to do to set themselves up well. Right. As we move into this Brakkesh round, folks, again, no Mantle Brick. Whatever they do in this round could set them up well, sure, but they've already got a power position. So if I'm them, I don't care about anything besides getting the AWM, namely because you don't want somebody else to have it and maybe go for that brick, tie you up, and all of a sudden you're now battling in loot value for the top spot. Again, it's not a top two do this, top two do that. It is about winning this whole dang thing. And sure, 2 Mantle Bricks can get you there, but there is a chance that a team does not get 2 Mantle Bricks, which means any Mantle Brick squad will be ranked via loot value. And that's what they were talking about at the end of their comms, listening in game. They said, okay, we got it. Let's run out and get some loot. So let's see what loot we will get in Q9 and FN. Get the T1 spawns on round 3 here in Brakkesh, which means you will not see Q9 or FN have T1 spawns on our first map of Space City on a Mantle Brick round. Other than that, Taylor, talk me through the rest of these spawns and what we can expect, as already we've got a fight. Never mind. Holy cow, Q9, get entry blood.
Yeah, it's going to be Guart getting the entry frag. Mo called it out from the streets. He kind of hovered to the left-hand side of Museum. He sees FN coming in. He makes the play call and says, this is a team we can take down. Now, for Fallen, this is a big test that they have. They need to get their teammate back up, but more importantly, trying to outslay Q9. I understand they didn't get the Mantle Brick, but they are the second team when it comes to assets. They're one of the most aggressive rosters out there, and traditionally, when they get into a fight, Coach, they win it.
Good grief. You guys thought operations was slow. This is nutty. Teams pushing each other, looking for blood early. One way to get your loot up, get your money up, by taking down your opponent's flare. It's right around the corner. I don't think they know it. Of course, we'll come back to the fight as needed. We'll pay attention to the left-hand side of your screen just briefly. Overall, it does look like ESG is doing the tried-and-true strategy of not bringing in hardly any gear at all. You can see none of their armor slots has been taken up, but here's a fight on screen. Q9, not only the entry blood, but also a second blood and a nice trade out from HR. The young gun shooting, but not shooting hard enough. Takes down one member of Q9, but that is it for Fallen. A brutal way to start this battle and a brutal way to go out when they desperately needed money.
Fallen, like you said, desperately needed match earnings. They needed assets. They needed Technic Alloy. They are in last place with 3.52 million. This game doesn't help them whatsoever.
And quickly here, ESG, you saw them pick up some nice loot value already. A big pickup for them, and they are ways away from that original fight. They are all the way up on the north side of the map, taking a look at MG, finding good loot, but now they're looking for their first kills. Onigiri, I told you he shot straight. Those are great tags on ESG, forcing them to back up a little bit.
Settle down just a bit, but not for long. This ESG-MG fight might be taking place shortly. They are acutely aware of where each one is at. For MG, a big game is needed. They're currently in 3rd place. They need to catch up to Q9. Great shots on Leon. Will back him up for the time being and maybe gives an opportunity for MG to start penetrating the house.
The first 4 spots to finals are 2 EU teams and 2 China teams. The last 2 spots was North America and APAC. And APAC on your screen, MG, led by Onigiri in stats and abilities. Trying to tag up ESG. Quick look at that mini-map on the left-hand side. Looks like there's a flank coming. See how long they can stall out.
But the thing is, even though it's a great flank,
inside, it
is still now, or it is going to be a 3v2. Fu Zhang needs to get up there because MG is starting to push forward. If they can take priority quickly enough, it's going to be a 3v2. Numbers are in their favor.
This is Fu Zhang on the right-hand side. He is the one that potentially could run the flank, but MG's already pushed inside with a Siniva. Q9 off screen, picking up a graphics card. Solid value. Everybody wants to get their money, but...
Oh, now this is deadly. Now this is really bad for MG. They had priority before. They're finally, they actually are going to take it. This is big. Bonnie's going to get the opening elimination alongside that of Envy. DT will fall. Fu Zhang starts to sprint through the street. He's finally here, but he needed to be here seconds earlier.
Fu Zhang cannot connect. Envy's taking down DT, and all of a sudden ESG is on their back foot, they're on their heels, and Saniva is running you down. We talked about the value of this operator. It's being showcased on main. Fujang over the top, picked up Onigiri though. This guy is cracked. Let's see if he can chase down.
How is he alive?
Saniva, I don't think he's shooting his gun, man. He's just trying to block for his team. Envy on the backside has picked up Lyun, so it is one player alive. Fujang on your screen, and a Saniva just blocking so that Lee Yoon can get taken out by his squad. They're going to fully restabilize. This is the value of Saniva, a bullet sponge if done correctly.
Still, for Fujang to be alive is, in my opinion, unacceptable, but it's not the worst thing in the world. They've already recovered. All 3 members from MG are going to be back into play. Again, this started because Fujang went on this long flank. By the time he starts to get involved, there's already a player down from ESG. It was D2 was the first one to fall. The man advantage for MG was taken advantage of. But Fujang, we know, is a player that can make moves. He's a player that can be depended upon. Despite it being a 1v3, he might be able to turn his tides. However, he also might be leaving, and that's not necessarily a bad play either.
I'd be leaving, brother. That's brutal. Especially with the Saniva, it's like, we've seen players, I mean, we saw Mo 1v3 earlier, but doing it against a Saniva who can just literally sit in the corner and then grapple you and beat you down with your shield. We'll come back to that later. Fujang's going to try to restabilize somehow, or frankly just loot up. ESG may be down to 1 player, but they still have 2.4 mil on that leaderboard. That will include safe boxes, yes, but that military radar they picked up, it's a lot of that cash, so they're doing just fine. Again, this is not a metal brick round, so it's not the end of the world if you get wiped FN, namely being the only team full out, but it certainly would be nice to put some nice stats on the board to make sure you win any tiebreakers. We'll pay attention to these airdrops as well. Should see the first one, it just hit. Right there it is, 13.5 minutes. That one is just off your mini-map to the left-hand side. You can see that team in green, that's Q9. Running off your mini-map right now on your screen. They're going to be playing around that airdrop. That's that yellow icon right there in the middle of the street. Now we can see it on main. 60 seconds till it lands, and Q9 is taking full control over our first airdrop. This is not the AWM airdrop. This is just high-value loot, usually gold armor, and then a modicum of other things, whether that's fossils or random other items that sometimes add up to a lot and sometimes not so much.
That's right, sometimes not so much. Always fun to hear how tilted you get when you do see an airdrop that just simply doesn't have a lot of value. Happened a couple times throughout our 6 best of 6s over the past couple of days. Ink back on your screen. Opposite. Ooh, wow, great shots on the Bonnie. I'm thinking wasted bullets maybe on the Saniva, but geez, Killzall can hit.
We've been saying this for days. This guy's got a straight shot. The fact that it's been all worked out to where they also have the strategy, not just a guy that can shoot straight. Killzall is a dangerous man.
I'm a fan of. I need a jersey with Killzall on it at this point. I'm serious, bro.
That's crazy.
Yo, with his face. What do you?
Oh, you mean on the back of the jersey?
What are you talking? Yo, this guy wants Killzall's face.
Honestly, I'm down. Look, Fujang on your screen. As expected, 2 teammates down. He's got some decent loot value on him. He's going to protect what he brought in. He is out of here. First look at the airdrops.
This was decent.
Hey, so far so good, man. Talk about some nice value. You guys could do the math there. That's over $1 million just in the airdrop alone. And they're going to disseminate this across these 3 players most likely. So pay attention, obviously Q9, they're at 5.2 mil, but you're going to see these, yeah, there they are. The items are just going to be dropped on the ground. They're going to be picked up. So they keep kind of registering on the right-hand side of your screen, but it's the same items, obviously. They're going to stock the safe boxes full of everything they get their hands on. And at this point, I can imagine that those safe boxes are very much so full. So anything else they pick up will go in backpacks and be at risk of losing. Off-screen, another red item. Stopwatch, not too bad. 214K as we look at the map. Taylor, we've got Mantle Brick Addiction in the Tower of Babel by themselves. I can only imagine they will find some more loot here shortly.
Yeah, 2.2 or 2.3 million's not bad at all. I do want to bring the narrative back to Q9, however, and the reason why when we talk about the tiebreaker, if 2 Mandel bricks or 1 Mandel brick apiece are gathered, in this case, Inc. has a Mandel brick. Let's say Q9 gets a Mandel brick in the next round. It comes down to match earnings. If we finish with only 1 Mandel brick per team, lots of loot being found once again. This is going to be Skydie on your screen from NBA. The rich get richer, 3.3 million. So where does that put them now? Well, it puts them up in the top 3 if the game ended now.
Talk about a suitcase. My goodness, got a vacuum for 1.4 mil and a champagne bottle. Crazy, and this is what we expect. A team that has full control over the Tower of Babel, nobody else down here. They're just going to keep looting and looting and looting and looting, stockpile everything that they can, and then try to get out of the map. Now, reminder, we've got a couple extraction points we could play for. Of course, the helipad, one, but namely the one that we always see fought over is our extraction point near dead center of the map to the north side of Tower of Babel. It's one we always see, and I'm not sure, actually I'm positive, the Mandel Brick Addiction does not have any dog tags. They have no ID tags, so they cannot get out via the Tower of Babel. They will have to fight over the middle of the map. But more loot, as per the usual. They're running out of space as well, Taylor.
They sure are. It's another 200,000. Nice. Puts them up to 4 million. This has been a big round for Mandel Brick Addiction, who has had glimpses of wonderful rounds, but of course they've had some devastating losses.
Here's a look at our second airdrop now. This one, extremely important, folks. Q9 has full control over this one as well. This is going to be your AWM and its ammo. This is a game changer when it comes to Mandel Brick rounds in particular. But you have to get out with it. You cannot store the ammo in your safe box. You've got to extract.
This could be the first AWM gathered in our grand finals.
And the last.
And the last, potentially. That's right. Well, excuse me, it will be the last outside of ground loop. But AWM wasn't gathered on our first game. It came to 0 down. The reason why so many teams are battling in the south that nobody was able to work their way up to the northeast, or excuse me, northwest, to fight.
That's crazy. We got a Sonic Trap on the front of Seneva Shield. I respect the heck out of that strat. As our folks continue to disseminate loot, we've got MG making some interesting plays.
If Q9 gets to AWM, which they're most likely going to get, they're right next to the airdrop, nobody else is around them. This could be very interesting going in to game number 4 because they desperately need a Mandel Brick, and they have the ability to do so. They most likely are going to have an asset lead over that of Inc. So they're going to be in a wonderful spot now going into game 4 if they can get out with the AWM.
And again, you can count the rounds. It's only 10 rounds, but those 10 rounds can be tournament-winning rounds. One shot to the head, and certainly a lot of damage to the body. As we get into these later rounds, Q9 is rich right now. But now it's about playing for the extraction. The middle extraction point has been active. 2.5 minutes on that clock, and we know this middle extraction point is a point that is not just fought over, but bodies will fall there, and many bodies will get out there. Multiple teams often get out at the same time on the extraction point. I want to set it up for something, Taylor. I want to remind everybody that you can extract while crawling. We may see that here in this moment. Middle of the map completely controlled by Q9 for now, but NBA is going to extract via this point if they're going to get out at all.
Unpopular opinion, I don't like where Q9 is currently at, and I think they need to get away from the extraction point. They're too center. They're going to be isolated in between Inc. on the north and then NBA on the south.
It's definitely the best position in terms of getting out of the map, but you're right, they could absolutely be pinched. Right now, they are trying to gain as much information as possible. You can kind of buy some time around those boxes. There's a solid amount of cover around this extraction point, and you can see what K1, DE, and Mo are doing. They've backed off. They will not extract if this timer hits 0. Obviously, you've got to be within range.
Ink's moving in.
But I like this trap that they've set up. This is pretty standard. Most teams will know this. So as Ink comes flying forward, it's going to be Mandel Brick Addiction from the backside, Ink from the front side, Q9 dead center. Who shoots first and who gets out of the map could be a game changer, especially remember Q9 and NBA, they've got loot in their bags that they need. Oh. And finally, the Blue Eagle.
The Blue Eagle. Oh, no.
As per the usual, if you don't kill Blue Eagle early,
Oh, this is
They're gonna get involved, all right? They always do.
Mandlebrick Addiction has started to move up. K1DE is going to be the closest one to him to potentially go for the engagement. Guar can also peek. Now 38 seconds for the extraction. The Blue Eagle is distracted because it's going to be focused on Ink, so that's not going to be a factor at the moment. Finally, NBA starts to throw some utility. K1DE stands on his 2 feet. Guar is staying as low as he possibly can. He doesn't want to overexpose himself. Look, for Q9, they don't need to fight this.
20 seconds.
They just want to extract 7.3 million assets obtained.
15 seconds. Everybody's going to just sprint for it and close their eyes and hope that they don't get gunned down. You got to be within range to get out of the map. And these teams desperately need it. Here goes NBA. They're going to make the move, and they're going to get tagged by some equipment, but they're just trying to get on the point for 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. He's still crawling, folks. He's still crawling. He will get out. Q1, Q9, K1DE may get a kill in 1 cleanup, but we've got 4 players out from that point, and 2 easies going to go clean up the rest of the mess.
And that means the AWM is safely in the hands of Q9 going into map 4, another Mandlebrick round. They've got the asset lead now over that of Ink, which means if it comes down to a tiebreaker, they will have a distinct lead. The round's not over just yet, still 4.5 minutes remaining, and a couple of teams still need to leave.
All 3 players of Q9 get out. The strategy paid off. Mandlebrick Addiction lose 2 but get 1. We take what we can. It's a nice win for them, but they couldn't get there fast enough. Frankly, Blue Eagle played spoiler there. They needed Ink to get into the mix to try to draw some fire. Otherwise, they were going to get shot down.
Yeah.
We got a crawler out, and that's the best we could do.
Blue Eagle. Blue Eagle doesn't come in. That fight gets a lot more deadly for Q9, so thank goodness the Blue Eagle is there if you're a Q9 fan. Now, for MG, they started this round in 3rd place. And they should maintain it if they somehow manage to get out.
Now, when we start thinking about possible options here, Ink, I think they know that MG is not too far away. Obviously, there's enough time to actually re-pull the mid-map extraction that we just fought over. Look at the top left-hand corner of your screen right next to the mini-map. Game timer, 3:32. Extraction timer, 3:23. Just enough time. Barely enough time to play for this mid-extraction. Now, there's enough dog tags on the ground that you could theoretically grab those and get out via the Tower of Babel if you need to. But you're not going to be able to get there in time if you miss this one. You've got to choose to go there early if you've got the tags to do so. Otherwise, it's helipad, and, well, I don't think that's happening either. So it's going to be a fight over the middle of the map, MG versus Ink. We're going to stockpile our bags with everything that we can get our hands on. We'll see.
2 minutes and 50 seconds. Things are as quiet as can be. Putting near each other. MG starts to leave. Big assets going their way. Time to extract in the middle. I thought MG maybe might prioritize it. There is an opportunity. They still do. Maybe go down towards the south. So there is still a chance. Ink decides to battle against MG. Now, 400K per elimination, taking down MG would be huge for them, an extra 1.2 million.
So they're doing the Dr. Prometheus extraction. This is a fun one, of course. They're not going to risk it via mid-map. They're instead going to go down towards helipad. I don't mind this play. Got plenty of time to do it, especially because there's been so many shots fired. They're likely thinking we can make a play for this instead, or maybe giving it as a backup. Either way you look at it, it looks like Onigiri and Bonnie still going to take a look at the middle of the map. Triple blasters in hand, maybe could make a play. We'll see, but it's an interesting choice. Kind of giving themselves an exit strategy potentially, but they won't follow it for now. We're just looking for kills. Reminder, every single kill is 400K. So these kills are important, but again, we just saw this a moment ago. We just saw a moment where you don't have to get the kills. You just got to get to the point when that timer hits 0. Whether you're crawling or on your feet, it does not matter. Killzall has an angle. Killzall playing the off angle here. MG does not know it. Trigger discipline is going to be key. He only takes the shots when he knows for a fact he can secure the kill. Maybe he's been spotted. No. Siniva would be the perfect takedown here to open things up for his team. 52 seconds on the extraction. There's an angle. That could be the time. Is he spotted? No! He takes the shots too late, and he tries to go through the face shield. Oh, he's shaking his head. What a mistake. Trigger discipline and patience, absolutely a virtue. But in this instance, maybe waited a hair too long, and Onigiri now on the hunt. They know Killzall's there. Easy has picked up one. Easy's picked up two. MG out of here. It didn't even matter. Inc. stand tall, not only with the mana break in the last round, being the last team standing, but they've done it again. Back-to-back rounds, back-to-back clean up men. Inc. is unstoppable. North America is on top. There is no question about it, and they're going to be able to get out of the map as well. A full extraction, all the kills. What a map for North America. Holy cow. What a way to wrap up this map and wrap up our last map that will not feature a Mandelbrick. Woo! Alrighty. This is a crazy way to start things off, and I say start things off, but frankly, we're about halfway through this competition, or maybe on the penultimate match. Now, Taylor did a great job casting with me there, but we have sent him off while we take a look at our players on stage, because I've got a very special guest with me in the booth. Excited to introduce them and talk all things Delta Force. Got the Beard guys. How's it going, my friend?
Hey.
Can't see you yet, but it's great to have you with me.
It's great to be here, Coach. Thank you so much to Delta Force for having me out there. We've been out here for a few days as guests in China, taking it all in, now experiencing this incredible tournament. It's my first big live esports event, and it's just been crazy.
Dude, it is insane, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the games have been fantastic. Let's start there and then talk about the event as a whole. I mean, how are you feeling? I mean, this is your first big esports event. The audience is going insane every single time a red item is pulled. Like, any exciting moment, it's utter chaos. I mean, how does it feel to be in an environment like this where it's so loud and exciting?
It's amazing. I mean, the reds these guys are pulling is like nothing I've ever seen before. It's absolutely crazy. And every time, especially when one of the Chinese teams picks up a huge red, people just go crazy in the whole arena. It's been really amazing to see.
Yeah, well, the hometown buff, obviously, nice.
Yeah.
But North America somehow on top. I mean, did you watch any of the other qualification parts? I know you've been flying. I mean, you've been flying a long way. So you've been seen a bit. North America somehow are on top right now. I mean, how are you feeling about the stage of the competition right now? We're moving into what will be 3 rounds, Mandelbricks on, and maybe the end, even in round 4.
Yeah, I think, well, this is everything to play for, right? And we've seen players and teams saving their operators, saving their Lunas, saving Uluru, waiting for this round 4, and for Inc., they've got to go for it this game. This is their chance. They can just close it out. You know, we went downstairs earlier and we met some of the players. We chatted to Inc. The American players, they were so chilled, so relaxed. They're talking about what they're going to do afterwards. And, you know, now they're crushing it. So it's great to see. I'm really happy for NA.
Well, I want to turn my eyes towards you, man. Obviously, you make some fantastic content. You do a lot of streams. You've got a lot of hours in the game as well. What's your strat? If you were to play in a tournament like this, now that you've seen how hot the competition is, are you a guy that's like a highly aggressive player, or are you somebody that's going to play a little slower and focus on looting?
I'm more like slow and tactical. You know, I'm a bit of an older guy. I'm not going to be competing with these. I don't have the reaction speeds for this kind of thing. But yeah, I'd be out there trying to get the loot, trying to play the angles. But yeah, I couldn't. This is way above my level.
I love it, man. Well, I want to talk about you, man. Talk to me about your content, what you've done with Delta Force. Obviously, a huge event here. But tell me a little bit about yourself and maybe some of the people at home.
Yeah, so I'm Ben. I run a channel called The Beard Guys, and it's mostly focused on like tips, guides, informational content I make for new players, for experienced players, and I've been doing that, you know, since the game first came out on PC, like late last year. Now I've been doing a lot of console content for the new players joining on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
So if you've got anything to learn about maps, tips and guides, operators, The Beard Guys, got a lot of content on YouTube there. Should be able to help everyone out. So.
Dude, that's super, super cool. Well, we love, obviously, our content creators in the Delta Force ecosystem. We've done a lot of show matches in the past. Are you somebody that might step into doing some more competing where you can?
I don't know if that's me. You know what? I feel like I'd rather be standing here, I think, than sitting down there. But I love watching it, and you get some tips from it. I can't play at their level, but you suddenly see them. You're like, I did not know this angle existed, or this how you could use that utility. So there's a lot to learn from it. I can't play in the way they do, but you can still get some can get some tips.
Yeah, trust me, I can't play like that either. I'm more your speed, man. I'm a lunar. I'm a little bit of older.
Yeah.
Well, talk to me about favorite operators. Obviously, you make guides on everyone. What's your favorite operator maybe right now?
Right now, I'm kind of Hacklaw main. I had been lunaring for a while, and then since console came out, I've been playing on console, playing solo a lot more, and I really like Hacklaw as a solo operator. Is really really powerful. So yeah, I've been Hacklaw main as of late. It's been, working well.
I like that a lot, man. All right, well, okay, what's the most recent guide that you've put out? What's the most recent YouTube video? What content are you grinding for right now?
So I'm kind of prepping for the new update, really. There's been a few big beginner guides go out recently for console players. I did a Lyali Grove guide, but now we've got the new update, the new Season 6 starting Tuesday for Global. So as soon as I get back from China, I'm going to be straight on it, streaming that, making guides on that. We've got a new operator to cover.
Nice.
We've got all of the new patch notes, so I'm going to be going through all of that once I'm back home.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, have you had a chance to explore China? I know you guys have been on the run, but have you been exploring China at all before you got to the stadium?
Yeah, I came in on Friday into Shanghai, and then we've had a couple of days in Hangzhou. We've been around. We've been eating some amazing food. We've been seeing the big lake. We saw this huge drone show last night.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Over the lake. Delta Force themed drone show. None of us knew it was going to be Delta Force, and suddenly Demolin's face was up there. Space City boss. We're like, what? Everyone just went nuts. It was crazy.
That's so cool. Well, while we've got you, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from this last game. It was insane, and I just want to give you a chance, man. Talk to me about some of these highlights. What'd you see from that last round that surprised you, maybe?
Yeah, the last round was kind of crazy. It's been interesting seeing how different teams play when there's no Mandelbrick, right? You've got no Mandelbrick to think about this time round, so it's a different vibe. We saw Fallen go crazy early. They were taken out straight away. It was a shame for them, but yeah, Q9 have been crushing it. They look like such a strong team.
Yeah, that is a good shot. I mean, also, airdrops totally changed the game, right? A ton of high-value loot in there. AWM, do you talk about this weapon at all in some of your guides?
Yeah, it's not really like a new player weapon
much.
I think most people are scared to take it out with them because it's worth so much. Everyone gets gear fear and it sits in their stash.
Yeah, that's so true. Gear fear is real. On this stage, though, man, they've got no fear.
Yeah.
That AWM is huge. All right, this extraction at the end, we got to talk about it. Even the one in the middle, the one you're seeing right now, insane moments. Talk to me about those extraction moments that you've had in the past of the timer is ticking, everybody's swarming. What's that feeling like when you're please, that timer's got to hit 0, I got to be alive?
Yeah, I love it. It's the most exciting, tense part of the game when you're extracting, particularly when you're doing it solo or when you're going to share an extract, you're on Space City, you're dropping smokes and you're running in at the last second. Yeah, those are the moments you live for.
Well, some great moments. Inc, of course, on top. North America went crazy and continue to do so. But, man, what an exciting look back on those highlights and a great day thus far. So you've explored China. You've seen the stadium. You've seen the competition. It's now time where I have to put you in the hot seat, all right? It's time for you to give us your predictions.
Woo.
Before I ask you for the prediction, do you have a team you came in, you're like, okay, I'm going to cheer on this region. This is the region I want to cheer on?
I came here and I was like, I'm here representing Europe, I'm here representing EU, so I've been supporting the EU teams, but me and the Inc guys as well, seeing how Inc have been playing, and I'm here with a bunch of American creators.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see them doing well, and if Inc crush it in this next game, I'll be very happy, man.
I love that. Well, look at our round 3 results. Q9 at the top in that round with 7.27 mil extracted with or in safe boxes, and that extra 4 kills, obviously a huge boon. Here's a look at our damage charts overall. Pretty even spread, a lot of fights, especially around those extractions. A fun map overall in our last non-Mandelbrick round. I will say, Beard Guys, Ben, I guess I'll call you Ben.
Yeah,
that's
Ben's
your
good.
channel.
Ben's good.
Ben, talk to me about it. If you were playing Delta Force and kills became a way to earn extra loot value, just straight up getting a kill is 400k, would you prio that more?
I don't know, maybe. I feel but then you bring in so much extra risk, right? If you're playing with a squad, if you're playing with your boys, you got a team, you feel confident, you go for it. If you're playing solo, it's a big ask.
Yeah,
a lot to take on.
It definitely changes this competition, and I love the change in a competitive setting. Maybe pubs, I agree with you, maybe not so much. 7.27 mil is what they extracted with. Absolutely the best team in this round, as you are Mo, K1DE put on a show for us with 4 kills as well, and it was K1DE as the the top MVP from this round. 2 kills, 3 assists, 2 OKDA, and of course a 304 damage count. What a fun round, man. I'm so glad you were able to join me up here. That was a blast.
Yeah, thanks so much, Anthony. It's been a pleasure to be up here talking to everyone, and really good to meet you, dude.
Well, hey, last thing for you before we send you off. Plug yourself, man. Say it one more time. Where can people find you? You make great content, great guides, and there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah, come find me on The Beard Guys on YouTube, The Beard Guys on Twitch. Loads of videos, loads of streams. Come watch me there. Come hang out. You can learn something and have a good time.
I love it. Thanks so much for joining me, man.
Hey,
I'll see you
thanks
later.
for having me.
All right, that was the Beard Guys. You heard it from him, man. He plays like me. He's a loot goblin. I like that a lot. Check out his guides. We've had a great round and excited about the next couple. But I've got Taylor, Reflections Noble, back with me. And while I've got you up here, getting all set back up, Taylor, what'd you think about that round?
It was an insane round for a number of different reasons. First and foremost, let's just go ahead and talk about why, okay? It's got to be because of the fact that Q9 gets out. Now the assets start to get scarily close between not only themselves,